Wait a minute. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the graduation celebration. My name is Nancy Takeda, and I'm the president of General Business Organization.
We're so glad to see you all here tonight, family, friends, faculty, and of course, our amazing graduates. Tonight is about celebrating all the hard work, late nights, and dedication that brought us to this moment. So let's take a breath, soak it all in, and enjoy the celebration together. Before we get started, I would like to thank everyone involved in making this graduation happening at IMSA and General Business, including our IMSA partners are Culture Pop Sodas, Ike's Sandwiches, and Roundtable Pizza.
To help kick things off, it is my honor to introduce someone who champions student success and academic excellence. He spent 15 years on the faculty of the Milgard School of Business at the University of Washington, Tacoma, where he held appointments as Associate Dean of Academics and Student Affairs, Director of MBA Program, Coordinator of Master's Program in Cybersecurity and Leadership, and Professor of Marketing. Please join me in welcoming our Dean of Lamb Family College of Business, Dr. Eugene Sivadas.
Well, welcome everybody and congratulations. So we at the Lamb Family College of Business, and I'm joined by my faculty colleagues, are very proud of all of you. But more than us, there's another group that's even more proud of you. Your parents, your siblings, your spouses, your mentors, bosses. So please turn around and thank them. I do want to give a shout out to all the student volunteers and with the help of the faculty and staff who put this event together. We hope you'll join us on Friday at the Oracle Park, where we put together a grand spectacle. This event today offers you a more intimate setting. So today is all about personal touch and intimacy, and if you want a greater spectacle, please join us in Oracle Park, but dress warm. It gets cold by the nighttime. To the students, all I have to say is that be very confident that the training that you've got from these and other faculty colleagues compares to the best that is there. Our college has been accredited by the AACSB for more than 60 years, and that puts us in the top 6% of business schools worldwide. So the training you've got, the depth and breadth, is something that you should stand on. I do know that this is a kind of a tough year to graduate. The job market may be a little bit rough, but you guys are special because you're resilient. Nobody handed anything to you on a silver platter. So be there, don't get discouraged, fight on, and be brave. So congratulations and enjoy the day and the weeks. And be kind to everyone and work hard. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sivadas. Up next, it is an honor for me to introduce current Chief Technology Officer at SportsMedia Technology and former Distinguished Engineer at ESPN. Please welcome Marv White.
Congratulations, graduates of the class of 2025. You should take pride in the milestone in your life that you've reached in your life today. You've had hard-earned skills and knowledge that I encourage you to apply in your daily lives, and we'll talk in some detail about that. First of all, do intrinsically valuable work. Make sure that what you're doing for a living and what you're doing in your personal lives contributes to the well-being of others, not just yourself. Have your own personal assessment of what your contributions and damages are. Don't rely on the metrics of others. When you actually do such valuable work, you become more valuable yourself, your career opportunities expand, and life is just plain better. Secondly, leaders cause others to change their behavior for their own benefit. Manipulators cause others to change their behavior for the manipulator's benefit. Become leaders. And finally, don't fear the unknown. Americans are known the world around for trying to solve problems that may not have a solution. We don't know. We have among us many pioneers, and I'm sure among this group of graduates, we have many pioneers as well. To do that, you've got to continue your learning. So this is just the beginning. Carry on learning throughout your career, but also be skeptical of yourself. So I have some stories to illustrate these ideas. Hiring Rick Cavallaro, who was one of the most innovative and accomplished people that I know, taught me how important it is to do what is intrinsically valuable and what you know in your heart is intrinsically valuable. Rick was despondent in the job that he had at the time. His task was to scientifically investigate accidents, mishaps, catastrophes, whatever, and figure out what really happened, with the constraint that what he figured out had to support the client's case. That made him despondent. It did not fit Rick's moral framework at all. So he came to us looking for a job, and we talked and we decided we should hire him, and we did. And that moral obligation that an attorney would have to vigorously defend any client just did not fit with Rick. But what did fit is doing real scientific work and finding objective truth and working on it. He happily came to work with us at ETAC. He did a great deal of work with digital maps and mapping to go into vehicle navigation systems, what you now call your GPS systems, all that before GPS. He also was prominent in our work with the yellow first down line, with glowing hockey pucks, and much, much more. He knew it was imperative to make a change from the job that was making him despondent, and in making the change, he found a way to do considerable good for the world. In another case, at Sport Vision, our most productive, most fun to work with, and most congenial employee did not make a good impression on his interviews. But the guy who recommended him said, "If you don't hire Jim, you're making a terrible mistake." And that guy was right. We did hire Jim. We ignored the interviews. They really weren't that good. But Jim was outstanding. Interviewing candidates for a job is a dubious proposition. The Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman explains why in Thinking Fast and Slow. It's because first impressions are very compelling. In fact, they're more compelling than rational thinking and the time that you take to work things through in details. Thinking fast convinces you more easily than thinking slow does. So when you seek a job, when you're out there in this tough job market, be sure to show off your accomplishments, what it is you've done, your school projects, for example. trigger thinking slow for your interviewer and for you when you're talking, rather than letting snap judgments decide your future. When I'm hiring, I ignore specific skills. I don't care what programming language you prefer. I look for intelligence, and I look for evidence in the accomplishments of motivation and insight. And I recommend that you do similar things. Discount the interviews in the future when you're a hiring manager, and pay attention to the slow thinking part of it. Firing may not be on the top of your list, but I got fired twice. I only worked at 4 different outfits, so that's half the time I got fired. There was no animosity, nothing personal in either case. In both cases, the person who fired me was doing their job. And in both cases, there was the person who fired me approved a kind of fancy going away party for me. It was just a parting of ways. The first time was after Sony acquired ETAC. ETAC was the company we built to create vehicle navigation systems in the car, what you now call your GPS. We had dreams of a huge consumer uptake, and in fact that did happen, but it was 20 years later. And meanwhile, we made a pretty good commercial operation inside the company. And I was general manager for that commercial business when Sony acquired ETAC. I had just closed a deal with Rand McNally, a large paper map company in Chicago area. And my new boss from Sony, Kawada-san, said to me, "Marv, why that company? Why not American Map Company? Why not Hagstrom? Why not Langenscheidt? Why Land McNary? No one in Japan can say it." And it was clear that language was a difference between us, but there were bigger differences. Kawada was intent on succeeding in the consumer market, which I applauded. But he did not want to grow the commercial business, and I let him know. And I let him know, and I let him know. And finally, he said enough and fired me. So, being out of a job, I joined with Stan Honey, who is the founder of ETAC, and a few other folks, and we started a new company, SportVision, which was eventually acquired by SportsMedia Technology. It was a pretty good outcome for me for being fired. After a decade or so with being with SportVision, with acquisitions and mergers and new CEOs, I got fired again. And for essentially the same reason, for telling the CEO, Hank Adams, that he was not doing what I thought was best, and telling him unremittingly. He got fed up with that and finally said, time for us to part ways, and let me go. So after this firing, I found a very good place to be at ESPN, a rewarding and interesting job for me, and I think a rewarding experience for ESPN as well. After 5 years at ESPN, Hank had the good grace to come to me and say, "You know, Marv, maybe I shouldn't have fired you. Would you like to come back?" And at that time, ESPN was changing priorities, and my job there was getting less interesting. So in fact, I did come back to SportVision. And Hank rightly insisted that at this time we had to avoid the differences that had caused us to part in the past. And we did, and it worked out quite well for all. So make sure that you're doing intrinsically valuable work. When you find a job, find one that your heart is in it. And don't be obnoxious or arrogant about it, but if you, in your considered opinion, think your higher management is not doing what they should be doing, let them know. Now, you might get fired, but maybe you'll get a better job and more interesting one by doing that. Both ETAC and SportVision set about to solve problems that may very well have been too difficult to actually solve. At ETAC, we were inventing what is now common, what's in your phone now, but no one had it, a navigator that would work in the car while you were driving. We thought we could do it, but no one else had succeeded. At SportVision, we had a different aim. We adopted Stan Honey's motto, which was show important elements of the game that occur frequently but can't be seen, like the first down line, like pitch trails in a baseball game, like the hockey puck itself. And we did all that, but success is not guaranteed. Along the way, in this kind of business, you win some and you lose a lot. And when you succeed, it's extraordinarily rewarding. But when you fail, you just simply have to not despair, but step back, reassess, and be willing to take on challenges again. At SportVision, when we introduced 1st and 10, the virtual first down line that you're familiar with in football, American football, we had to learn the broadcast culture. Producers and directors of major broadcast television sports events are severely disappointed if even a tiny flaw is recognizable by the fans at home. And so one of our first outings with the yellow first down line, we're adjusting where the first down line is on the video so that it lined up with the flag on the sideline. And we were doing quite a good job of that. Everything was working just fine. But there are two flags. There's one on the other side of the field too. We adjusted it to the official flag on the near side of the field. And the camera that showed us that, it all looked fine, but a different camera went to air, showing our line missing the flag by a few inches. The producer of that show, Freddie Godelli, quite a famous TV producer, screamed into the PL, into the comm system, "You're killing me, man! Lose that yellow line!" And lose the line is television speak for take that virtual first down line off air. So we were off air. After the game, we worked out the details with the NFL to get the folks on the officials on the field to actually pay attention to each other and be lined up, and with Freddie. But we had a lot to learn. You just have to keep on learning. It's crucial to solving those hard problems. Also at SportVision, we did Pitch FX, which I'm quite proud of, where we tracked every Major League Baseball pitch and showed a trail for that pitch on air and where it crossed the strike zone, leaving a watermark so that you could tell whether it was a strike or a ball. Convincing the umpires that this was a good idea was no small task. But convincing the umpires was a walk in the park compared to the baseball nerds. The baseball nerds are the Society for American Baseball Research. Alan Nathan, who is one of them, is a professor of physics at my alma mater at University of Illinois. He called to complain that the coefficient of drag on the baseball, based on the trajectories that we were showing, couldn't be right, that there was something amiss in our calculations. There was no way to account for the difference between Anaheim and San Diego. I was a physicist. I knew that I should be able to solve that. But before we even finished solving that, we had statisticians calling us up saying, you know, my favorite pitcher has a fastball that seems to be slower in St. Louis than it is everywhere else. I don't believe it, and I didn't believe it either. So we had this legion of critics. We were able to address those problems at first, in particular by getting our calculations about lens distortion right, but I knew that there was no way we could keep up with the legion of critics. So we threw a party, and a party for baseball nerds is giving technical papers on both ends of a baseball game. So we had a 3-day party where there were technical papers, San Francisco Giants game, technical papers. And we asked the participants to avoid simply criticizing, but make recommendations for improvements. And their papers were excellent, leading several of them to get their dream jobs with the baseball MLB teams. It worked like a charm. This Pitch FX Summit became an annual event. And we took the legion of critics and turned them into an army of contributors. And we did that by leading them, by encouraging them to do things that helped them do what they wanted to do, rather than trying to get their results to be what we wanted. It worked wonders. So, to put it together, do intrinsically valuable work that you know is worthwhile in your own heart. And be leaders. Don't be manipulators. Keep on learning, even venturing into the unknown, but maintain your own skepticism. Please do good work, increase joy in the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. White. So next, we're thrilled to welcome back one of our alums, Mantasha Lakdawala. She's a proud graduate of San Francisco State and is now a senior product manager at Palo Alto Networks. We're so glad to have her with us today to help celebrate this special occasion. So please join me in welcoming Mantasha.
Good afternoon, everyone. Faculty, friends, families, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. Congratulations. This is your moment, and I'm truly honored to share it with you today. My name is Mantasha Lakdawala, and I graduated from SF State University in 2020 with a bachelor's degree in information systems and marketing, and again in 2022 with my master's. So when I say I know what it's like to be in your seat, trust me, I've sat in that seat more than once. SF State University has a really special place in my heart. It's where I found not only my foundation, but also my voice. It's where I learned how to think, how to collaborate, and how to push through the unknown. But what made the biggest difference for me personally wasn't just the curriculum or the things that I learned, it was the people. So I want to take a moment today to recognize a few professors who had a profound impact on me. Professor Samir Verma, Professor Tyan Chi, and Professor Paul Beckman. They were more than educators, they were mentors, guides, and supporters who were always willing to go the extra mile. I asked a lot of questions, so trust me, I really appreciated it. Their kindness and commitment to student success reminded me that we're never on this journey alone. I'll never forget one particular moment that perfectly captures my experience here, and I feel like you guys can all relate. It was the final week of my senior capstone course, and my group mate and I were scrambling on Zoom to meet the deadline. It was 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, and we're on Zoom running on adrenaline. My demo wasn't working, we were constantly editing our slides, and we were barely holding on together, but we pulled through together. In the chaos and the exhaustion, I realized that this wasn't just about completing another assignment for graduation. It was about resilience, problem solving, and most of all, teamwork. That night showed me what we were really capable of when we supported one another and had each other's back. Looking back, if there's one thing that I wish I had done differently in my time here, it would be to start networking and having mentors early on in my career. I used to think that hard work alone would open up many doors. And of course, hard work is essential, right? But it's the relationships you build, the conversations, the mentors, the advocates that talk for you when you're not in the rooms. That truly open up pathways and opportunities in your career. Since graduating, I've been fortunate to work at really incredible companies: Salesforce, Meta, Workday, and Palo Alto Networks. Each of these experiences taught me something different. At Salesforce, I learned how storytelling can impact product success. At Meta, I saw the power of scale and impact. At Workday, I developed resilience in the face of high-stakes problem solving. And at Palo Alto Networks, I'm continuing to grow in ways I never imagined. Now, talking about tech, I know some of you might be thinking that the tech industry is so uncertain right now, and is there even a place for me? And I get that, because I've personally asked myself the same thing over and over again, especially as a first-generation woman of color. But here's what I've learned. Opportunity never disappears, it just evolves. So while the headlines focus on layoffs and all the other uncertainties in the world, there's innovation happening everywhere. AI, sustainability tech, digital health, data privacy, these fields are booming, and companies are constantly looking for people who can adapt and think critically and learn fast. And that's what As of State taught you. And that's what makes you so valuable as candidates coming into the job market. So my advice to you as you head into this new chapter of your life, don't underestimate the power of your network. Get comfortable reaching out to others, get comfortable asking questions, and offer help. Seek mentors and be a mentor when you can. In fact, let me say this right now, you can use me as part of your network. I know I don't know a lot of you guys, but I don't mind, especially because it's hard, and I get that. So if you need someone to look at your resume, you want to talk about different career paths, I'm here, and we rise by lifting others, so if that's what you need, let me help you. Class of 2025, you've already achieved something amazing. You've made it through late-night projects, hard semesters, a global pandemic, and everything else that came in between. But this is just the beginning of your new journey. You don't need to have it all figured out. The path ahead will twist and turn, it will test you, but what matters is that you keep going forward, you stay curious, and you never stop growing. You're more prepared than you know, and you're not just graduates, you're problem solvers, you're builders, and you're future CEOs. So go out there, dream big, build things that matter to you, and most of all, believe in yourself, because the world is waiting for you. Congratulations again, class of 2025. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Mantasha. Coming up next, we have San Francisco native and San Francisco State class of 2018 alum, who graduated with a bachelor's in computer science and currently works at IBM as a quality assurance engineer. Please welcome Kenny Lowe.
Hi, everyone. First, I want to thank Professor Jin for inviting me to come speak with you today. When she asked me to share my experience post-graduation, I felt I was really unqualified, as I don't see myself the smartest person for my graduating class. And I certainly don't have all the answers. But then I realized perhaps that's why my story might be valuable to you. Because the path after graduation isn't always a straight line, and sometimes the most helpful perspective can come from someone who's still figuring things out for themselves. My career path began right here in the annex. Just kidding, no, I took my first class in Thornton Hall, but I do remember all the concerts that were held here. Fast forward to my senior year, I had the opportunity to intern as a front-end web developer with SAP with their build team when they visited Professor Jin's IT project management class for a workshop. And that experience opened the door to the tech industry for me. My internship lasted for a year, and when my internship was approaching its end date, I faced a roadblock. The team that I was working for didn't have a headcount to bring me on as a full-time employee. And instead of overthinking if it was really a headcount issue or if I wasn't good enough to be brought on as a full-time, I knew I did my best and so I began my job search. And after multiple interviews with various teams, I landed a position as a DevOps engineer within SAP, something I hadn't specifically trained for, but I was willing to learn. During my time at SAP as a DevOps engineer, I had the opportunity to work with various cloud platforms such as AWS, GCP, and Azure. I was also exposed to working with Kubernetes and Docker for the first time, and I did a lot of coding in Python. SAP was my first time working in the real world, and it was great for me to get exposed to the various parts of software engineering. Coming back to campus today, I'm reminded about the skills that I developed throughout my time here. Looking back, CSC 648 was really helpful in particular since we had to build a website as a group. That class was also where I worked with JavaScript and MySQL a lot, and that gave me a really good foundation during my time at SAP. I stayed with SAP for about 4 years, building skills and experience, and eventually I decided I wanted to try something new, which led me to IBM as a solutions engineer, which I did for 3 years. And today I work as a QA engineer for IBM Concert. Each step brought new challenges, new learning opportunities, and new ways to grow. Let me be candid about some challenges I faced when transitioning between jobs. First, the interviews. The interviews were tough. There were questions I couldn't answer, technical concepts that I stumbled over, and there were plenty of moments where I left thinking I had completely blown it. But I took those interviews as a learning opportunity to learn. If there was a term or a technical concept that threw me off guard, I would brush up on it. So if it came up next time in a future interview, I would be ready. Second thing, rejection. I got so many rejection emails when I was looking for jobs. Each one felt personal at first, like confirmation that I wasn't good enough. But here's what I learned. Rejection is just simply part of the process. It's not a judgment of your worth. It's often just a mismatch of timing, needs, or specific skills that can be acquired. I also discovered that what felt like failure in the moment often redirected me to where I need to be. If I had gotten every job I initially wanted, I wouldn't be where I am today. So what actually helped me land the jobs that I've gotten so far? First thing, network. Reach out to your friends, classmates. They'll be able to refer you to positions in the future. Talk with recruiters on LinkedIn and work with them to get interviews at companies. And once you have a job, network with folks outside of your immediate team. When I was an intern at SAP, I casually talked with an architect for SAP Ariba during a company happy hour, and that conversation led to an interview with this team. The connections you make, both inside and outside your desired industry, can open doors for you where you least expect it. Second thing, preparation. When interviewing, I dedicated time to study materials related for the role that I was interviewing for. If it was a front position, I would study up on JavaScript and look through my phone. If they had like a specific framework, I would look up on that too. If the position required specific cloud knowledge, I focused there. If the interview had a technical portion around solving a coding problem, I would practice coding problems on LeetCode. My original plan didn't include being a DevOps engineer or a solutions engineer or a QA engineer, but being open to adjacent opportunities allowed me to build a career path. One thing that I learned from working for a couple of years now is that everyone is on their own timeline. The classmates who land their dream jobs immediately after graduation isn't necessarily more successful than the ones who take some time to find their footing. I'll admit that luck played a role in my journey. Not everyone gets the same breaks, and that's why comparing yourself to others isn't helpful. Most importantly, what matters is defining success on your own terms. For me, success means having challenging work, opportunities to grow professionally, and the flexibility to maintain important personal relationships, like being able to fly back and forth from SF in New York to visit my girlfriend. Your definition might look completely different, and that's exactly how it should be. As you embark on your professional career and step into the next chapter of your lives, I want to say this: don't be discouraged and just keep on going. You'll face rejection and you'll make mistakes, and there'll be days where you question every decision that you make, but you will also discover strengths that you didn't know you had. You'll find opportunities in unexpected places, and gradually, your career path will work out. Most importantly, believe in yourself and believe in your skill set to have a good career. The education you received here at SF State has prepared you in ways you may not even recognize yet. Be patient and be willing to pivot and define success by what matters to you and not what others expect. Thank you for allowing me to share my journey with you today. Again, congratulations to the class of 2025, and I can't wait to hear about everyone's success story in the future.
Our next step, we're going to recognize our undergraduate honorees. Our Dean, Eugene, will giving out the undergraduate honorees award. So this year, the entire department have only one undergraduate honoree, and for iMSA's department, Jamie Wong. For general business, we also have undergraduate honoree, Ali Omar. Okay. Sorry, he may not. He's not here. Okay. For the next, we're going to give out a lot of awards and certificates. So for next is Academic Achievement Awards for both information systems and the general business. For information systems, the top 10 students who has highest GPA will earn this award. So these are our iMSA's students who earned the highest GPA in the major. They are Jamie Wong, Aaron Caitlin, Kaylee Sean, Jolie Aliza. Jenron Grutin. Javelin Azam. Jake Carbons. Keith Rubo. Zach Van. Christine Valerio. Congratulations for your hard work and achievements. Thank you. Our next will be Academic Achievement Award for general business students. They are Ali Omar, Alex Gillette, Anita Williams, Mina Ho, Jennifer Wu, Kanila Giardi, and Alexander Galinget. Thank you. Our next, we're going to give out the Cybersecurity Certificate Award. We're going to welcome Dr. Samir Verma to give out the awards.
All right, good afternoon. So, Ramon Antonio. Amela Bakiri. Elena Castro. Justice Chan. Ivan Chu. Adrian Paul Enriquez. Kyle Lin. Ethan Nguyen. Gavin Ocampo. Uriel Roca. Rafael Surianto. Derek Sykes. Christine Valerio. Zach Van. Kelly John. Thank you.
Next, Dr. Lufas Saeed is going to give out SAP certificate recipient.
Kyle Lin. Kyle, are you here? Keith Rubel. Kanisha Shah. Derek Sykes. Nancy Takeda. Zach Van.
Great achievement. Next, we're going to give out students who received Microsoft Office Specialist Award, MOS Awards. Dr. Tai-In Chi will give out the award.
Silali Castro. Joel Aleza. Jordan Castro. Keith Rubel. Last one, Katie Shaw.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Tai-In Chi. Next award is very dear to my heart. We're going to give out Global Innovation Achievement Award. This is a group of students have conducted a 9-month design thinking project with collaborating with the Paris D School. So welcome 4 students in this group. Priscilla Price, Nishita Corday, Quentin Bergeron, Kanisha Shah. The next, I will also give out the app showcase competition at San Francisco State University. So we are going to have grand prize winners. We are going to recognize one team from last year, 2024. God Mode team, they created interactive stories with alternative endings through AI assistance. So Kanisha Shah. The winner this year is Poly Watch team. They are the grand. That is Nor and Chris. They created an app that encourage the civic involvement and modernize the political engagement among students. And all the judges are very impressed. Thank you. Our next group of winner is App Innovation Award given to Envision SF team. They are a team that created a Vision Pro app that brings San Francisco's vibrant culture and events to life through mixed reality. They are Quentin Bridjon, Nishtar Corday, Priscilla Price, Cybran or Dart, and Clement Cornflows. Our next group of winners are App Technology Award winners. The first team winning the App Technology Award is the Bill Splitter team. They created an app that allows friends to fairly split the bills among themselves when they go out to eat. They are Brandon Hui, Amar Indinarini, Kyle Wang, and Adrian Ortega. Our next team is Unicorn team. They created our app to connect international students and local students to build a friendship and thrive together academically as well. Welcome Unico team, Matilda Pierre, Lucas Michelet, Norm Raffin, Kyle Lin. Thank you very much, and congratulations. Our next group of winners are app design winners. So they created the most beautiful user experience with their design and be recognized by judges. The first team was the one that winning this award in 2024. My philosopher team, Zach Van is here. Their team built a personalized philosophical guide that brings clarity and purpose to life. Zach. In 2025, the two teams winning this award, including Bitline team, who created a Duolingo-style app that gamifies learning how to code across multiple programming languages. Winning this team is Cypern or Dart, Clement Cornflows, Baptisti di Sousa. Another team also built a wonderful, beautiful app that basically created a connection among sporty students to organize games on the fly and stay active around the Bay Area campuses. Welcome PlayLink team. Pierre Kova, Lucas Irigoyen, Mi Bui, Chloe Sanchez. Thank you. Congratulations. And we have the last category is the App Creativity Award. This also includes the one team from 2024, Virtual Kalios team. I think Keith Rubel winning the category in 2024. They created the app to connect the gamers and making choosing which game to play much easier. I'm also going to recognize the Guidewire team from 2024. The team take a challenge from a local company, Guidewire, and they created AI solutions to help personalize the dashboards for Guidewire clients. And Nishita Corday is the leader of the team. Okay, in 2025, the team that winning this category is Safe Tails team. They build an app that helps pet owners to find dog parks with ratings and timely alerts. Welcome Safe Tails team, Nancy Takeda. Luis Corbin, Barnaby Jeanette, congratulations to the Safe Tails team.
We have an important distinction here regarding outstanding leadership as an achievement award. It's going to be presented to Juan Izquierdo, Joelle Elisa, Jamie Wong, and Lee Golemlim. Sorry. Thank you. Congratulations. We have an award for Outstanding Leadership Achievement Award presented to Nancy Takeda, and Jose Ventura. Thank you.
Wonderful. The team, the student organization leaders, we worked really, really hard and putting everything together, and give them another round of applause to thank their effort. Our next would be closing addresses. We're going to have 3 students to give a very short speech about their experience. And the first student will be here is Zach Van. Zach.
So I was actually supposed to introduce him, but hey. So next, I would like to introduce current graduating student, Alum, as of December of 2024. Currently, he is a high school program manager at the Boys and Girls Club of San Francisco, with an upcoming position as a digital risk consultant at Ernst & Young. And not to forget, he also served as an event director at iMSA during my time as vice president of the association. Please welcome Zach Van.
Many of you might be feeling a mix of excitement and anxiety about what's coming up. You probably want some clarity about how to land that first big job. Good evening, everyone. My name is Zach. I graduated from here not too long ago, and I'm about to start at Ernst & Young, or EY, as a digital risk consultant. Today, I want to share a couple of quick stories and a few lessons that I've picked up along the way, things I believe would really benefit me if I were sitting where you are right now. The first story is about how luck really works. When I was a student here, there was a resume review event before the Meet the Firms event. The event was primarily for accounting student, and as an information systems student, I felt like an outsider. So I debated on whether or not I should even go. But then I asked myself, what have you got to lose except your time? And that one decision changed everything. At the event, I struck up a conversation with a recruiter from EY. She reviewed my resume, and to my utter surprise, she was so impressed with it that she actually held it up and used it as an example for other students to follow. Now, that moment wasn't just luck. What she didn't know was that I've been working on resumes for the past 2 years as part of my job at the Boys and Girls Clubs. I spent hours refining not only my own, but close to 100 high schooler resumes. And all that hard work finally paid off in a way I did not expect. During our conversation, she mentioned a job opening that was closing that same day. No one else has told me about it. So I rushed back, fixed my resume one last time, applied, and that later led to a job interview, which later turned into a job offer. Thank you. There's a quote by Seneca that I always come back to. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. That was my moment, and it taught me this. Sometimes knock won't come knocking on your door. Sometimes you got to go to the wrong event at the right time with the right skill set. The second story I have is about how to deal with uncertainty. When I first transferred here from City College, I really wanted to join a club. So I joined the Information Management System Association, or IMSA, because it was a club for my exact major. Initially, I just wanted to join as a member, but during our first meeting, Juan, the vice president, now the president of our club, asked me if I would be willing to join as an officer instead. I haven't planned for that, and I didn't feel particularly qualified, but a part of me just said, sure, why not? Around the same time, I also decided to take a few extra elective classes to earn the SAP and the cybersecurity certificates. Not because I know exactly where they would fit into my career, but it's because I wanted to strengthen my resume and make the most with the time I do have in school. The takeaway is this: you don't need a perfect reason to start something. Just remember to stay open to opportunities and don't be afraid to say yes, even if you're uncertain of where it will take you. Now, before I wrap up, I want to leave you with a couple of actionable insights. First, keep showing up to events after you graduate. For example, you could go to industry meetups, career workshops, or alumni mixers. Heck, ask Paul if you could still show up to campus events. A lot of opportunities happen through people, not job boards, like me, for instance. And the more you show up, the more you'll be remembered. Second, keep in touch with the people you do meet. A casual conversation today could turn into a job referral next year. Who knows? And finally, don't obsess over having the perfect plan. The path you imagine now probably won't be the one you end up on in the future. 4 years ago, I wanted to become a PE teacher. Not anymore. The most important part is that you keep moving, keep learning, and keep going to places where opportunities can find you. Thank you for letting me share my stories today, and I want to congratulate the class of 2025 on everything you have accomplished. If you want to ask me your burning questions, connect with me on LinkedIn, or to simply chat, then please reach out. I'm always happy to help however I can. And remember, luck favors those who show up prepared. So keep showing up and keep preparing. Good luck to all of you, and go Gators!
As we approach the end of our ceremony, it's an honor to introduce current graduating student obtaining their bachelor's in general business and being a transfer student from City College of San Francisco while serving as the president of the General Business Organization. In addition to serving as president of General Business, they also played a key role in organizing tonight's event in partnership with iMSA. Please join me in welcoming the president of General Business for closing remarks, Nancy Takeda.
So good evening, everyone. First, congratulations to the class of 2025. We made it. If someone had told me a few years ago that I'd be standing here giving a graduation speech, I would have laughed and said, don't hold your breath. Coming back to school wasn't easy. It came after years of feeling stuck, being overlooked for promotions, underpaid, and gaslit. I started to think maybe it was just me. Maybe I was being too sensitive. Maybe I wasn't working hard enough. But eventually, I stopped doubting myself and started listening to myself. And I knew I had to make a change. So I decided to come back to school. I didn't come back full of confidence. I actually came back full of fear. Was I too old? Was it too late? Was I too behind? But I came back anyway. Someone once told me, you have to do it scared. And that was my therapist, by the way. And that's exactly what I did. So if you're someone who's ever doubted yourself, if you've battled imposter syndrome or returned to school for a second career, I see you. I represent you, and you're not alone. But I wasn't just showing up for myself. I was stepping into a place, San Francisco State, that doesn't shy away from hard conversations. This campus gave me the language to understand what I'd been feeling for years. It didn't just educate me, it validated me. SFSU has a history of challenging injustice, and I'm proud to be part of this legacy, especially now when DEI is being pushed aside, silenced, or flat out canceled. I want to say this clearly, I am biracial and I'm a woman. I'm standing here because people fought for voices like mine to be heard. We cannot let progress fade, no matter what they call it: equity, representation, inclusion, We know what it means because we are what it means, and we will carry it forward. To my fellow graduates, whatever comes next, a new job, more school, or a time to rest, you don't have to feel fearless to move forward. Just take the next step. Even if you're scared, do it anyway, because that's how we grow, and that's how we lead, and that's how we make change. So before I close, I want to take a moment to thank my husband. You believed in me, especially on the days I didn't believe in myself. You reminded me that starting over isn't a failure, it's courage. You held things down when I had deadlines and supported me through doubts, and never once made me feel like I was chasing something too late. So now, here's to you, class of 2025. We showed up, we made it, and we're just getting started. Congratulations. Okay. So for our last speaker of the night, it's an honor to introduce current graduating student in Information Systems and transfer student from College of Marin. He has served as the treasurer, vice president, and now president roles, and now president within Information Management Systems Association. Under his presidency, he executed the association's first company tour since 2018, which took place at the Visa headquarters, bringing more than 130 College of Business students to Visa for the first time. Along with me, he also leads the planning and execution of tonight's celebration. So please join me in welcoming the president of iMSA, and for closing remarks, Juan.
Again, good evening, graduates, family members, friends, and faculty present. First, thank you all for being here to celebrate the outstanding achievement of our graduates completing their bachelor's degree. Fellow graduates, you made it. You made it. Isn't it cool that you made it? I hope you're excited for what is next. These past 4 years were a brief but impactful chapter in your life. Whether you don't see it now, you will see it in the future, in which you still have a lot to live for. Now that you're setting yourself to life outside the academic routine, you'll become more independent and, in a way, have more freedom over your time management. From now on, it will be up to you how you want to plan to take initiative in all aspects of your life. These years at San Francisco State University, or even if transferred, have come by so fast or so slow, but the ride only gets faster. All those opportunities to meet new people in a class or in a club, whether it was to make new friends or find a partner, are now gone, but not completely. The university facilitated these opportunities for you, but now it's up to you to find the opportunities yourself, to make friends, to find someone, to discover yourself in hobbies, especially if you didn't get to do so before now that you're graduating. It's not the end, but it's the start of something new, and a new start can be scary. When I think about a new start, I look at a time. I moved to the United States from Colombia, along with my mom 10 years ago. 12-year-old me at the time thought our visit to the States would simply be a vacation of a few months. Until it wasn't. It became a 7-year vacation until I went back, but that's okay. At first, I wanted to leave because I didn't know English at all. It was hard to understand the language at school. It was just as hard to understand how people can like the cold weather. I still don't get it. Still today, abruptly growing up in a new place, Marin County, starting off in a White Hill middle school, which, by the name, you'll know it was majorly a white school. I was like a fly in a cup of milk, surrounded by people you couldn't understand, and a lot of discrimination, that being the main motivator, that I wanted to go back home. Naive me once took the courage to talk in broken English to a girl I used to like, just a small crush, only for her to respond that my people don't belong here. Can you believe that? You know, kids are not supposed to say that. Fixated on someone without knowing their name, I reported it to the school principal, and then they told me to identify her through like a yearbook, but only for me to tell the principal, I see all these pictures, but I don't know who it was because they'll look the same to me. The point is that kids shouldn't be thinking or saying such things to other kids. And it goes on to show how much discrimination I faced, and especially my mom as well, who's present in the audience. Through her strength and resilience, it pushed me forward. At times, helping out my mom clean houses, backyards, walk dogs, and decide whether we should eat lunch or save enough to go back home in bus. There were a lot of hardships, and my brother, having heard this from us, miles away, decided to leave Colombia and come to the States to help us out. Thank you. Yeah, the same hardships were faced by my brother at different stages of life. But leaving everything behind, including your already started university career, is something that I still think about to this day because it was an immense sacrifice. Just as my mom, she sacrificed her journey to college to raise 4 boys by herself. She was one of the few in the family that finished high school, and she did it walking with my oldest brother in her hands. Having grown up in Colombia, facing dark times full of political persecution, war on drugs with the cartels, human trafficking, which at the time made it so unsafe to be out, especially at night, and especially as a woman. Your whole story is to be remembered, and it leads us to today. It leads us to 2 doctors, an electrical engineer, and first-generation information system student in the United States of America. Despite not having a college degree, your value is not determined by the fact that you do or don't have a degree, especially having raised 4 kids toward excellence by yourself. Don't ever doubt your self-worth or abilities because of the lack of a degree. Because even at the school you teach, it is amazing to see how kids listen to you and behave. You know how hard it is to get the kids to listen to you? She's the only one at the school that can do that. And the fact that the principal, no disrespect, who has a doctorate in child development, cannot do it, but she can without a degree. It only goes on to show that not even the best in academia can teach you how to be the amazing mother that you are. I love you. Now, in regards to earning a college degree, I want everyone in the room, but especially our graduates and faculty, to ask themselves and think thoroughly after today's celebration. What does it mean to be educated? Think about it. I know my best friend of 7 years over there knows that was one of our prompts in junior year of high school, to write an essay. What does it mean to be educated? Because we have received 4 years of education, so what does it mean to be educated to you? For me, it means treating everyone with the same respect, from the CEO to the manager to the janitor of the company you will be working with. To be educated is to be good to your parents, especially if they've sacrificed their way to college just for you to successfully earn a degree. To be educated is to be open to ideas, perspectives, and ways of reasoning. To be educated is to stay informed and curious, because learning doesn't stop after college, and it shouldn't. Lastly, to be educated is to not fall into the trap of believing everything you see in the news and the media, believing misinformation to fuel hate towards groups of people, or to use your faith or belief system to justify discrimination, hate speech, and harassment. Shouldn't be the way to go if you consider yourself educated. So if you do fall into this trap of this information, know that it might, according to Green Day, mean that you're an American idiot. All right, but overall, now that we are all soon about to part ways into life after your academic journey, just remember that whatever you expect to come your way, it's not guaranteed. Nothing in life is guaranteed, only the end of it. And while it's true, don't think about the end. Don't think about the end. Think about how you can live the journey at its best, how you can create meaningful moments with others, not just focusing on work, money, or work after college, because you know what's scarier than death? It's to get old and look back at a life without purpose. A life wishing to start over and change its story. So, to live in regret is worse than to live in fear. To look back at a time you wish you could go to, but you can't. So make the most of it. You're young. You got a whole life ahead of you. And you don't believe it now, but it's just gonna get any faster. There's no looking back, only forward, with the exception of learning from previous life lessons for previous situations. Because what I have experienced is that if you don't learn, life will teach you one way or the other, whether you like it or not. And when life does present you with those lessons, always keep in mind the values you hold and apply them in faith when making those decisions. These decisions also include how you take care of your health, especially in this healthcare system. Body and mind to prolong a prosperous life, because any bad habits will soon start catching up with you. And there's no change to be made once those things start catching up with you. But finally, one of the biggest lessons I learned, and hopefully everyone doesn't learn too late, is don't let anyone make you their second choice. Whether it's for a job, a type of opportunity, or a relationship, it's not worth it. Make sure to prioritize your happiness, peace of mind, and to know your self-worth. That's very important, your self-worth, because no one is going to tell you your self-worth. You know yourself better. And to know your self-worth, if you want to achieve what you want in life, it's necessary. So, to close it out, I would like to thank my mom, again, my brothers, for always being there for me. I dedicate this degree to you, Mom. I wouldn't have been able to achieve this milestone without your tremendous support and for helping me grow to be a better person. To the rest of my family watching the live stream all the way from Colombia, and my friends, both tuning in person and present here today, faculty and staff for your wisdom and academic support for all students. And I would also like to thank the officers and board of iMSA, specifically the board for helping me become a better leader and a better friend. So, on behalf of the Information Management Systems Association, the General Business Organization, faculty, staff from the Lamb Family College of Business, congratulations to the class of 2025. Thank you. And now we're going to distribute the graduation recognition certificates to our wonderful graduates.
Keith Rubel. Keith Rubel. Kaylee Sion. Kyle Lynn. Adrian Paul Enriquez. Gabriel Bakuren. Am I saying it wrong?
Gabrielle. It's okay.
Gabriel. Elena Castro. Jacob Fils. Here you go, Jacob.
Jacob.
Elise Trejo. Sakina Kawari. Karthik Punati. Derek Sykes. Rita Guzman. Ramon Antonio Jr. Rafael Sudianto. Uriel Roca.
Kevin Hyung. Justice Chen. Bianca Umera. Dennis Levenran. Christine Valerio. Nishita Kode. Kanisha Shah.
Joely Aliza. Jamie Wong. Lee Golimlim. Zach Van. Ivan Chu. Vince Domingo. Juan Eliquizer.
Junia Mendieta Ruiz. Fan Chao. Celeste Perez. Leila Bernal. Kayla Dixon. Don't forget that. Isabella Valdez. Kaylee Kelly. Georgie Stoyanov. Citali Castro. Jocelyn Fausto. Lauren Perez. Juliet Baldwin. Kaylee Kapati. Trish Ewing. Dina Suleiman. Samira Ali. Leslie Torres. Kiana Nejati. Hope Dang. Chelsea Torres. Matthew Caspillion. Jaime Lara Lomeleli. Tara Kana. Dylan Tano. Zubair Shakir. Paula Buenanostro. Haley Mauricio. Amita Corral. Melissa Muka. Hernan Jimenez. Samantha Parsonis. Giovanni Valicio. Jenkin Ortega. Christian Perez. Brian Dam. Hugo Gonzalez. Megan Carroll. Nancy Takeda. Thank you all for coming. Celebrate and enjoy.